Hello, all.
Welcome in, everyone. Give me a minute to get chat up here. Scotty and I are on a late night creep.
Yep.
The bass player is off visiting his significant other.
Slacker.
Slacker retracted legs.
Apollo, Hanzo, hello.
Hanzo. Yeah, so I figure Scotty and I will just we'll drone out here a little bit. I don't know if we're going to stick around too much longer after we do it. I doubt we go into a podcast segment. So we'll be watching chat. Anybody got anything interesting to say? Let us know. If you want us to talk about it, let us know. Other than that, we're just going to sit here and chill. I had a long fucking day at work with horses and racking my mind. So ultimately, I just want to sit here and vibe out on some drones and, we could chit chat as we do that. I don't mind doing that. I don't mind breaking the music down just a little bit, but we're going to stay pretty active. Let us know if you want to come in. Kent wearing an A minor. We're not doing any percussions or anything. We're just doing.
Kent says, I have piles. That's quite interesting, I guess.
What the fuck is he talking about?
He's got hemorrhoids.
Oh, shit. I mean, well, there is that. If you want to talk about that, we could talk about that.
Kent, come in live and pop them live. Symptoms of hemorrhoids.
The missus says my mic seems low.
Whose mic? Yours?
Yeah, do I seem low?
You don't to me, but let me have a listen on the chat.
Test 1 2 chat. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is it just me walking away from the mic?
I think it may be. She's saying you're good now. You're good now.
Oh, okay. I think I was just walking away from it. Welcome in, Prometheus. Man, it's late for you, Prometheus. What the hell are you doing up this late? Thanks, Apollo. Apparently I sound good.
Prometheus is saying grapes of Wath. Grapes of Wath.
Piles. God damn, Kent. The shit you could say. Ty Grill, welcome in. Uncle Chrome, welcome in. Probes, I hope you're adding more to your playlist, sir. Marodero, Kent Spong, Milo, Reconsider It, Sketchpad. Did I miss anybody? Ty Grill, Doom Manga. And to all you lurking gherkins, welcome in.
Who and wherever you are.
All right, we're going to get cracking.
Ken, if you want to come in live and you've got a link, just message in the private chat because I've got that open here anyway. So I'll keep my eye on it for you. yourself up a little bit in StreamYard, Ken. You're a little bit quiet. A little bit more. That's better. Perfect.
I'm gonna run in the house and give me a shot of bourbon. Scotty, is my volume good?
You're all good, dude.
All right. Scotty, bring your art down just a little bit. This is slightly loud.
That is fat. Is that the Lyra?
What are you referring to? The solar? Yeah.
Is it the solar?
Yeah.
It sounds like the Terminator's coming.
Can you turn your side up? Come up about 2 decimals. Beautiful.
Much better.
Scotty, put that ARP on a low pass. Oh, fuck yeah. There you go. Thank you, Chrome and RDV, for watching over Monkey Island tonight.
That's solar. It's making my cherries tingle.
It's fucking nasty, isn't it? Okay, Scotty. Let's give a break in art and let Kent take the strings and come up with a drone for me on that TEO, please. God damn it, Scotty, you nasty twat, you're dirty. Oh, and you added the twinkly bits. Oh, that was fucking gorgeous. Remind me again why we can't score our own movie, Kent, please.
Who said you can't? You should be able to.
Oh, that's better.
That analog, I tell you, Scotty. Oh my God. Has anybody been watching Discord and how lively it's been in that movie section?
I haven't actually. I've not been in there.
Oh my God. People's passions are coming out, and I tell you, it's a funny thing we did. Saturday, we're going to restart the Kent Spong scoring fire class. I know Azio Head is dying to get his stuff heard.
Kent's like, first I've heard
I thought
about
Marilyn had fired me. I got the email this morning.
Ashley, we talked about it, Kent and I think a day ago. When did we talk about it, Kent? I think it was a day ago.
I think it was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yesterday.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. Man, it's been a long day for me.
Yeah, look. Oh, same here.
Oh, my God.
I was on that 80 at 6 o'clock this morning.
Did you finish it?
Is that Stevie Wonder?
No. I'm still waiting for a few bits to come in tomorrow morning, hopefully, then calibrate it play the living crap out of it, and then clean it up and box it up.
Is that Stevie Winwood's one, Ken?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I spoke to him today, because he was asking how's it coming along. I said, a lot faster and a lot better than I thought it was going to. And he goes, oh, that's good. I said, just out of interest, is this the synth you used on Valerie? He went, yeah. Go, yeah,
Oh,
thought so.
nice.
Yeah. So, because in the video, he's playing Prophet 5.
Right, okay, but it's actually the CS80 he
Yeah,
used.
but what was the giveaway? If you listen to some of the chords, some of them have 6 notes in them. Good luck on a Prophet 5 with that, mate.
Yeah, it's a dead giveaway, that
Bit
one.
of a giveaway, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, P5 doesn't have a high pass, so
No.
which appears momentarily here and there. So, yeah, so that is the girl.
Yeah. Well, shit. Friday, we're doing a team jam.
We are.
My brother and I, Davey and Bicky, will not be submitting on Friday. We'll wait. I don't think Davey's going to return unless she has a laptop. So Scott's going to step in her place. We'll just have to submit ours on a random popcorn night. It's been a hectic few weeks for us. So Davey can't take all the blame. It's been some crazy stuff happening over here. And we still need to get a hold of Bicky, but we will do ours. Cressy said, David says October before the new PC comes. So it's going to take a while for her. Welcome in, John Cena. That's a new name.
She must be gutted with that. Eh?
She is, man. She's taking it hard.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Where is she?
She's in Berlin, I believe.
Oh, Berlin.
Cressy, is she in Berlin?
Well, I got a, like I said, I'll die for fuck's sake. I've got a 3XS sitting here doing nothing.
I don't know if somebody was able to get the message to her. Welcome in, strange guys. It's good to have you back here.
Oh, dear me.
It's Cressy saying he thought it was Denmark, but it could be Berlin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, apparently her PC took a total shit. And I think she may have lost all of her VSTs as well.
Oh, fuck.
I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but that's what it sounded like.
That
So,
is exactly the
is
reason
that
why I
wise?
moved. Yeah, that's exactly the reason why I moved from PC to Mac.
same here.
Yeah.
Oh, she wants to go. Would she rather go Apple then? Because if she wants to go Apple, I've got a Mac Mini here. It's an old one, but it works.
I would strongly suggest she does, but I don't know. Like, anytime I make a comment, she just seems to be taking it very hard right now. So I kind of back down on the comments. So I don't know. I think Tigirl is probably the best person to get a hold of her, or Milo. Welcome in, Azio. Azio, we're restarting the scoring thing. I think you know, Saturday. So we have to dig into crates for your score you were going to submit, so Kent can hear it. I'll have mine done tomorrow, Azio, FYI. So, and then if we can get a hold of Andy Fireblade Musa to perhaps maybe make us another video, or we could come up with a different video Saturday as we're having a discussion. I think that's probably better, right, Ken? If we can figure out something simple to keep it going. We don't need anything too hard right now. It's like for beginners only. So I know, Azio, you're itching.
No, it'd be more about how you approach it. Because everybody's style is very different. Everybody's work, the way they work in the studio is different. So it's not like you must do this, and then do this, and then do this. It's not going to be like that at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's more about hearing what you see, learning to hear what you see. If you can nail that, it gets very, very easy. Much easier to do.
Yeah, and there's not really a right way and a wrong way, Kent, is there? because
Good God, no.
everyone's audible vision, if you like, if you want to put it into
yeah.
that kind of context, because that's kind of what it is.
Well,
Is you're looking at something and trying to put music to it.
A classic example of this, right, was I was talking to David Arnold one night here. I think it was the one time I've ever actually had a beer. And he said, when he was scoring the Bond films, they had said that the Broccoli family had said to him, you can't mess with the, how do you put it? Because they've been long-standing since the dawn of time, right? And he went, yeah, okay. And what he did, I think he says he's the first one to do it, but he managed to slip it in where he changed it, but he did it in a subtle way. So what he did was there was this bit where, he wanted to have this, what he called a resolve, where the scene does something that opens up to something. So he did this, which is exactly the same.
Alternate bass again, eh?
Yeah, so he makes it an F major. Instead of that, goes to, and you can also sort of go, and you got the resolve to boom, and then you can go back to the rest of it. And he submitted it, and he said, oh, they're going to turn this down, they're going to turn this down, they're going to turn this down, and they come back, love it, thanks very much. Because it really worked.
Damn.
With the scene.
So I guess you're right, Scotty. It's totally subjective. Like, who knows what somebody made? Yeah.
Well, when you did the thing with that a bit of Apollo footage, and the other, I can't remember the other one actually, but I remember the Apollo footage, and you had several different interpretations by different people.
Right.
But all of them worked.
Right.
I think the hardest thing about film scoring is convincing the people that you're writing for that what you've done is right.
Yeah.
That's the trick.
And again, that's all just down to specific taste.
Exactly.
Because somebody
You've got to learn just
Uh-huh.
how hard to punch the producer in the face more than anything else. And they go, okay, it's right, it's okay, it's good. So there's nothing's wrong.
It kind of makes me wonder if a musician or a composer has to do homework on directors and producers to compose their music specifically because they kind of understand what avenue they want to go down. Is that a thing or no?
Oh, God. Well, it depends. Every project will be different.
Like if you know you're going to work or you want to submit something for a Jerry Bruckheimer film, and it's going to, that shit's going to be full of explosions and fast paced. Like, do they take that into account and go, okay, I've watched a lot of these films directed by this individual.
Yeah.
I know just how to, at least be more pleasing than most of my competitors.
Well, there's a double-edged sword to this, and that is you may get the gig and they turn around and they say to you, can you not be predictable? Which means that everything that's been done before, you can't go near.
Oh,
now, there's only, when you think about it, there's only so much you can do, say, in a car chase, for instance. You listen to the music that's been put to car chases and explosions and shit going off all over the place. And there's a similarity between them. And that's because that particular style of music works for that. And the audience half expect to have that as well. So when the director turns to you and says, or the producer says, yeah, I'd like something a bit different.
I would then
you're in
give
shit.
them the Benny Hill.
Yeah. Well, so when you do submit something, you've got to try and get as close to what is traditional, and find some way of making it sound different. Because no filmmaker wants to be accused of making a film that's like another film that's existed in the past. So it can be a bit twitchy.
But that's what I mean. I think I asked you this a while ago. Like, not everything has to be done with orchestra style music, right? You can get away with some digital stuff. Maybe not for an entire film, but
you can.
Mm-hmm.
You can, yeah.
Is there a film that was all synth and just mainly digital?
Tron Legacy was. Blade Runner 2049 was. Well, if you listen to the Walking with Dinosaurs 2 that Ty Unwin did, you listen to that orchestra. That's a computer. Mm-hmm. There hasn't been a real instrument within 20 fucking miles of that score. And yet what you hear...
Which one?
Walking with Dinosaurs 2. And you listen to it and you go, that's an orchestra. But it's not. It's all done in the box. Every single bloody note of it.
Roy Joy Voice said Clockwork Orange was mostly synth.
It was, yeah. So, I mean, Batman Begins is probably about 55% DAW. Actually, a lot of Hans' stuff is quite considerable DAW, but he'll have real instruments and get good musicians to come in to do vocal parts. Or he'll do a score electronically and then have an orchestra play over the top of it as well. So it's not as all... Yeah, Forbidden Planet is all bloopy blip blips as well.
So it's not unheard of.
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
But the likelihood of someone known via producer or director will ultimately decide more heavy on orchestra sounds, you think, or no? Or does it really depend?
Yes, I mean, it depends on the budget. If it's a big budget, they're going to want a proper orchestra.
Right.
Although it can be done in the box in such a way that the audience would never know that it wasn't a real orchestra.
Especially nowadays.
Oh, Christ, yeah. And it's getting better and better all the time.
Yeah.
There were certain instruments that were very, very difficult to do. So, for instance, Schindler's List, if you had, when Schindler's List came out, if you'd had a synth solo violin playing the lead to that, it would have stood out a mile. Absolute bloody mile. Whereas today, you could probably get away with it up to a point. As long as you can get that emotion in it that is required. But yeah, Babylon 5 is all synth as well. That's what's his mush from Tangerine Dream, wasn't it? What's his name? Oh, fucking hell. Me and names lately.
So you think it's hard to pull emotion from digital versus orchestra? You've done some string patches, right, Scotty?
You've done some bits. I would say you can do it. I say you can get emotion from
I think so.
digital MVST. Yeah.
It's all down. That's all down to expression.
Yes,
Lamonte.
his playing style.
Oh, okay.
Likes of
Really?
the pedal that Kent told us both to get.
You're right.
Yeah.
I was using a Behringer one before, and it was just squeaky. But that one's way better. That one, Kent. I'm going to buy another two actually because I've still got two Behringer there.
Well, it's just little tricks. I mean,
yeah.
But I was just thinking digital may be harsher than actual.
No, rubbish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
Okay.
I mean,
not the attention to detail that these guys put into these banks now.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually going into like Air Studios or wherever it is that, like BBC Symphony Orchestra was recorded, where they're all always recorded.
have you heard the Philharmonic libraries?
No.
Mm-mm.
Right, well, Philharmonic do solo violin, solo cello, and viola. Right, and there's loads and loads of these parameters that you can control, either live or after the fact. And when it plays it back, I mean, a solo violin is very, very difficult to do.
Mm-hmm.
But this physical modelling library pretty much nails it. It's pricey, but it's like you hire a professional, top-notch solo violinist for 3 hours and see how much it costs you. And that's if all the takes go well.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas this library would come in much less. Because, I mean, an average orchestra costs, what did Ty say? It was something in the region of about, I think it's about 30 grand for 2 hours.
Jesus.
And you might have that orchestra in the studio doing your score for what, 3 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Add it up, boys.
Yeah, it's not cheaper.
And that's an average orchestra. If you want top dog, you want the LSO or somebody like that, you can double that.
Mm.
So it makes economic sense for filmmakers to use people like, anybody who works out of the box, because it keeps the cost down. But it's always the same thing. They've had to have had a history. They've got some back catalogue that people can listen to, especially if it's tied to something that ended up being successful. So, I mean, the guy who wrote the music for Stranger Things is probably set up for quite a while now,
Right.
Or the guy who wrote the music for Twin Peaks,
Mm-hmm.
and you get it tied with a success, and then people seek you out to do their program.
Stranger Things were two. There were two guys. That was
Well, one guy, two guys. A whole team doesn't really matter.
right.
If it's successful,
You almost make
You're
it
in.
sound like VST destroyed the symphony.
no, not at all. If anything, it kind of helped bring it back because it was waning for a while. It started to go for quite small bands for a while, especially during the 70s. You'd have a film and it would just be a small group of people working on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the VST side of things, Lamont, is where it's beneficial is it allows the composer, even the likes of Hans and stuff, to try out things that he would never really be able to try out because he would have to be paying this 30 grand for a couple of hours just to get them in to try a few things, whereas he can basically slowly work his way through projects, try these various different things, then say, right, here's the score, this is how I want it to sound, you guys go and play it.
Mm.
Yeah.
So not just a cost thing, but actually I think actually getting the songs written, I think it must be such an amazing tool for those guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, when Hans did Batman Begins, he had a copy of Zebra,
Right,
UHG
okay.
Zebra, and he got Mel Weston in to write a lot of the patches for it. And a good 45% of the entire score is Zebra.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
To the point they released the sound pack for Zebra. Sometime, what was it called? Was it called the Dark something or other? But whatever it was. And you got all these hooks and sounds and stuff. So like the bat wings and everything is Zebra that you hear in the film all the way through it. But it's used as an instrument in the score.
I think he uses Howard Scar quite a lot as well, Ken, doesn't he?
Him and Howard Scar go back a long way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Howard Scarr, for instance,
He is Yuhi, isn't he, Howard? He's got something to do with Yuhi, I'm
he
sure.
is tied in. But I must admit, I hate to admit this really, but because it's not nice. But when I got Zebra, I got an early release of it. Thanks, Hans. I must admit, every Howard Scar patch, because it just has HS at the end, right?
That's right.
Every Howard
There's
Scar
heaps of them in
patch
the
it.
virus as well. You've
Yeah.
done a heap for the virus.
And I just used those patches. I can't find any. There was other people have done patches for it, and they go, yeah, they're all right, but no, these ones.
Howard's amazing.
Yeah, he's
Seriously,
really, really good.
Seriously talented sound
He did
designer.
a classic vintage string synth for Zebra. And I was able to take my Logan String Melody 2 and put it up in the attic. Didn't need
Really?
it down here anymore. Yeah, it's all right. I don't need you anymore, darling. Off you go. Go and have a rest. Because he nailed it.
Damn. So you can get really close if you're that good of a sound designer to a lot of instruments, then, correct? Or
Yeah.
no?
And and I mean, it gets better and better. Every time something like Symphobia 3's coming out, and that's going to be better than 2, and it was going to be better than 1, and 1 was fucking brilliant
Yeah.
when it hit. Spitfire's BBC Symphony Orchestra is stunning, and they're forever updating individual instruments on it and stuff like. Oh no, we update this because we want the violin to be a bit more expressive, or the flute it needs to be a bit brighter and stuff. And it just gets better and better and better. And it's a massive library. I will say about 850 gig, I think. BBC
Jesus.
LSO. Now BBC's orchestra, not the LSO. London Symphony Orchestra is a completely different bloody orchestra. And you use it well, and you use all the articulations and use them in the right place, and you can't tell the difference between a real orchestra and the software. But that's the trick. It's knowing the limitations and capabilities of musicians within the orchestra.
Right.
And then applying. So, for instance, when somebody goes from, one particular note on a double bass to a much higher note, but the note you've picked, it would be on the same string, you've got to put the slide in. Because you'd have to go down there and not go to a different string. But you'd have to know that. See, the more knowledge you've got about how instruments in the orchestra are used and work, the more likelihood you've got of nailing the sound. Because even though your audience wouldn't know that, there'll be people in the audience who do, and we go, that should have had a slide on it. And to them, it then doesn't sound real, and therefore the illusion is broken.
Azio says, one of my favorite composers is Clint Mansell.
Yeah, Clint Mansell. Yeah. I know him as well. He's a really nice geezer. He's got an 80.
Nice geezer.
He's a lad.
Geezer.
Yeah. Yeah, Clint Mansell is very good. So I like Clint Mansell stuff. I like Hans's stuff. I like David Arnold's stuff.
He's the one that did
like
Far and
Thomas,
Away.
Thomas Newman.
Yeah.
What has Thomas
guy,
Newman done?
Oh Christ! Now you got me thinking.
The one that really got me to like him was An American Beauty, believe it or not, and it was the dancing bag. And yeah, that's where it's just a piano piece, but the piano piece is absolutely stunning.
Yeah, that's right. I did Moon.
So what's the name of the movie again, Scotty?
American Beauty.
What's his?
But if you search for dancing bag on YouTube, in fact, I could put a link in there. I'll send you a link on
yes. Send me a link on WhatsApp.
It's an amazing piano piece.
Or send it in YouTube too, so people can know. But I want to hear this.
See, like another trick. A trick I do with the strings is I link the foot pedal not only to the volume. I also link it to the vibrato as well at the same time. And that's what gives that sort of like that expression where it goes from. Because normally when you're a group of violinists in the string section play a note loudly, they have to give it a little bit to keep the note loud. So they vibrato the bow over the string. So by adding that, it becomes more real. As weird as it sounds. But if I took it off now and played the same thing again,
I was going to say,
it wouldn't sound...
Let me hear the difference between both.
All right, let me call up the library. Oh, hang on a minute. Where's it gone?
Is that it, Scotty? Is that the link?
That's the link there, yeah.
Oh.
It's the plastic bag theme, it's called. I thought it was the dancing bag. It's the plastic bag theme.
Oh, here we go. Right. So...
I'm going to see if Meryl can play a little bit of this. We just won't monetize the fucking... tonight.
There we go. Right, remove automation.
I'd be very surprised if you haven't heard it, Lamont, to be honest. It's been used in countless adverts and things.
Okay, she's going to play a little bit of that. I might have, Scotty. I just don't know. Like, I'm not good with names, but I know I've watched a lot of movies and heard a lot of different things.
His scores are very thought-invoking.
Right, that's without. Now put it on. It's very subtle, but everything about this sort of stuff bloody is, unfortunately. Right, here we go again. This is with the vibrato.
What did you change there, Ken?
I added the vibrato in line with the dynamic.
Right, okay.
So
when your expression's up, your vibrato comes in.
And it makes the strings wider.
Do it one more time, Kent.
All right, hang on. Let's turn this. It's really, really subtle. It's almost impossible to hear.
But when you added it, it sounded more full. Or is that, or am I wrong?
Here you go. Listen to the note. Particularly these up here. All right. Okay. Now turn the vibrato on. It's very, very subtle.
So much better.
But it's just that little extra twang to it.
Is that what they did in that Leonardo DiCaprio movie, Deception? They added vibrato on those strings.
Now you're getting into a bit of a quandary here, because some of the strings are real, some of the strings aren't.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah. There's a lot of box involved in Inception.
Great score.
It's mental.
Hang on one second. She's going to let me hear this. What Scotty's.
Yeah, as Jake says, vibrato is volume, and it maintains the volume within the string section by vibratoing it's wobbling the bow back and forth. Oh yeah, I know this. Yeah.
Man, that's almost like keep it simple, stupid.
Oh yeah, but it's his note choice.
Yeah.
It's just fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
And which octave he's doing it in?
It's just.
I've never heard that before.
Have you not?
No.
Oh, I think that's popped up in a couple of things as well, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Since so, and that's it. If you can get a hook and get it quick,
Mm-hmm.
that's another little trick that helps no matter what. And this is why you can have films that have really strong, powerful themes, and it sticks.
Right.
I mean, I can't be 100% sure, but I think before Star Wars, for instance, there was no orchestra-based. No, apart from 2001, which is using a piece of music that was written donkeys before, but it fitted. Like, using the Blue Danube for the ship docking with the space station. And you think about it and you go, you couldn't get further away from what that piece of music was written for. That's 1 billion miles away from what the music was written for and what it was used for in the film.
Mm-hmm.
And I think before Star Wars, I don't think there was any space films using real orchestras. It would be synthesizers going bleepy, bleepy, blop, blops and all that sort of thing, because it was futuristic. And nobody said, so you can't have an orchestra. It's not going to work. Orchestras in space, what are you on about? Now, you can't get away without it.
Yeah.
Because Star Wars had quite an impact on the genre, shall we say. So it's always good to try stuff.
Right.
To stand out. It might not win you the pitch, but you never know.
but you got to do something different. You just have to risk it.
Mm. Although, like I say, a lot of people, a lot of producers and directors don't want you to do something massively different.
Mm.
They want something. They want the sure thing. The studio wants the sure thing,
right?
As well. So,
damn, that sucks in a lot of ways.
Yeah, you got to be able to read between the lines. I think that's probably the difficult part of the job.
Yeah, it's knowing how far you can actually push the boundaries.
Writing the music is the piece of piss.
Mm-hmm.
It's the people you got to deal with that makes things interesting.
Because there's a good chance they like something from a composer, but maybe they only use 30 seconds of it throughout the entire film, no?
Yeah, can be done. I know there was a thing in the 80s for using recognizable songs from albums and singles and stuff like that in films to promote, to help promote the film more.
That piece we just heard, did that person just have that one part, or?
No, he done the entire score for that.
Oh, okay.
Because isn't that music used in the opening of the film as well?
Oh, now you're asking.
Yeah,
to be honest, I've only ever watched the film once.
Yeah,
and the film I could do without, to be honest with you, but the score was just like, holy shit. That's what got me from the film. I walked away thinking, well, the film I could take or leave. The score I absolutely loved.
Mm.
See, like, if I can find, let's look through my extensive library.
Who scored The Pianist with Adrian Brody? Do you know, Scotty?
I'm not sure.
That was one of my favorite fucking movies, man.
There we go.
The score on that was fucking breathtaking.
Chrome saying he's got American Beauty on VHS in his basement.
Good God, Chrome.
Good lad.
Right, so let's see if we can find this for you. Okay. Where we go? Yeah. Let's get this fired up. Yeah, look how quiet that is. That's how loud it was in the film. See what else we got here. That's another. It's comb strings. There's another one of his. Hang on. I'll find one in a minute.
I know people hated the Beetlejuice Part 2, but I love the score of Beetlejuice Part 2.
Find one in a minute. Oh, come on.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's from Dark Knight. This is the actual patch from the film. And they'd be quite happy to put real strings over the top.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what else we've got in there. That reoccurs throughout the entire bloody film. Well, he used a lot of Access Virus on the film as well.
That's a great synth, the virus. I love that.
Yeah.
Is that a VST or is it an actual hardware?
No, that's the,
it's analog modeling kind of
Yeah.
synth, but it's an absolute monster. I've just got the desktop now. I used to have the Polar, and I sold it and regretted it within about 3 months of selling the thing. And then I ended up just buying myself a desktop, and it just sits under my monitor all the time. It's the one that's always in front of me.
Oh, okay.
That's it there.
Yeah, good old Access.
Yeah, great bit of kit that.
It's a classic Hound sound.
You got shit all over the place, Scotty. It's just everywhere. It's even in your bum.
My bum.
You got analog in your bum.
There's a ton of fucking stuff on it, you know.
See you, Moser.
See you, Lamar. I think Doom's checked out as well.
Yeah, babe.
To be honest, I think he's Berry Buys.
What does that sound like with some Warner Brothers type shit?
You know, so I think that's the opening of the film, in fact.
To Dark Knight?
Yeah.
I'll add the sound effects.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I like that sound effect too.
Buckets
Scotty.
of them
Shit.
throughout the entire film. Actually, all three films, I think. So,
I don't know why that sounded so Warner Brothers to me, but I guess that's what it is, you know.
yeah. Now, admittedly, Hans has got himself into the position now where he can just sit down and write something for a film, and they go, "Lovely, cheers, thanks very much," and walk away with it. It's got to that point.
That sound,
And not many people have got to that point, I must admit, but he's managed to at least.
yeah.
Where if Hans has done it, fine.
That sound when you played just now reminded me of like when they would show just before the movie would start, they would show the Warner Brother badge.
Oh right, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yes.
I wonder if people get what I'm talking about. It's like the dark clouds and the Warner Brother badge just pops up, and you have that ominous string.
Yeah.
You got to take in everything into consideration when scoring. It's just mind-boggling.
Yeah, but it's interesting because people go, "Oh no, the music isn't that important in a film." And other times you go, "Oh no, the music is actually like another character within the film." But I've had people say to me before, like, they go, "That music isn't that important in the film. It doesn't really matter whether it's there or not."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Okay then, what's word comes into your mind when I do this?" I went, "Oh yeah, okay."
Yeah.
Shit, there's a shark coming.
Yeah, like that. You go, "Oh yeah, all right."
That was a very clever piece of scoring, that as
That
well, wasn't it?
was, yeah.
And let's see, that's another thing. You can write different, they call them hooks basically, but you can write different pieces of music for different characters in the film as well.
Mm-hmm.
Old John Williams is a
Yeah, they're like
bugger for doing
motifs,
that.
the sort of, something they call them motifs, I think.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. And or you can have their theme even if you like.
In different keys, obviously, right? You want to be able to separate it and distinguish this key is
No, sometimes you can do it within the same key, depending on how much your score's moving around. Anyway, key changes, for instance, are quite important because certain key changes can produce different emotions. So you got to be, you know, if you can listen to a piece of music like Schindler's List, and you desperately try not to water up, you're ideal for doing film scoring because you can feel the music. If you can feel the music, you fucking nailed it.
Right.
You know?
I mean, one of the biggest sleepers as far as movies and scoring that I absolutely adore is Edward Scissorhands.
Mm.
Great movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just fucking good. It was dark, but it was good. You know, everything. It was one of those movies that the score just allowed the picture to breathe.
Yeah. Well, it's like there's a plethora of Star Trek scores to the films, yeah. But the James Horner one is the best out of the lot.
Mm.
For the Rothercombe one, that's a score and 3/10 on top as well. It's a really, really brilliant score, and it really works in the film. The others are, yeah, okay, but that one nailed it. And he had themes. He had a theme for Khan's ship. So when the ship that he stole, I can't remember what it was called, but every time he approached, he had a theme for it, and he had a different theme for when the Enterprise is on the screen, and so forth and so forth. And James Horner was really brilliant. He died far too young. And he wrote some music for some fantastic films, and the music made the film as well.
Mm.
You know. So.
You remember the score on Far and Away when they were on their horses and they were doing the land siege? It's towards the end. Oh, I wonder if
Trying to remember.
I wonder if the wife can pull that up. It was one. It's like my brother and I just loved that score for the lands. It was the adrenaline. Like they were able to capture the adrenaline. Like that had to be his plot.
Yeah.
From the time they were sent off on horseback to drive the stake. Man, that was amazing. I want to hear this before we take off for tonight.
What's it called? I could probably find it on YouTube and share it, and then Meryl could just let me play it through.
The movie Far and Away, and it was towards the end of the movie, where they were on
Morricone's another one, Probes.
Chasing.
Yeah.
They were
right track.
They were doing the chase for the land plot, like the first to get the land.
Inside the mansion. Let me see. I'll read them out to you because there's quite a few here. It'll be near the end. End credits. Joseph and Shannon settling with Stephen. The race to the river.
Yeah.
Or the land race.
The land race. Is that towards the end?
Yeah, it's close to the end. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think race to the river is when he pounded in his stake, but it was the actual land race.
Oh, hang on. If we don't talk, I should just be able to play this actually.
Okay.
Go for it.
Right, hang on. If I send the computer back to Streamyard.
good, Scotty. Yeah, that man.
John Williams, classic.
Yes. We still have that. Go.
Oh shit, sorry. That's it. Should be gone now.
Hey, Lemon Life, we're just going back on scores, listening to scores from old movies we've watched.
What in the Star Wars but better am I listening to?
That was from the movie Far and Away. She came in tripping like, what the fuck are you guys doing now?
It's like E.T. meets Star Wars meets feeling like anything is possible. Correct.
Can't remember it. I'm trying to remember. Because where I used to get confused is Once Upon a Time in the West and Once Upon a Time in America. Is it Once Upon a Time in America? You can blend those two tracks together seamlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody gives a shit. Because they're both good tunes, you know?
Yeah.
So, and it's quite difficult, you know, like they're saying, you go, I can't remember who said it now, said they weren't a massive fan of the bombastic kind of film scores. Mm-hmm. And the thing about those bombastic ones, if they fit for what's happening on the screen, and it's more about that than having a strong themed tune within it. And it, you know, and it did. It worked for that film. It works for actually quite a lot of westerns as well. You know, where they're all charging across the plain. Type
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really works.
It's definitely
Exactly. Yeah, we would do it as well. Have characters, different tunes for each character.
It's definitely a thing that I find subjective, and you have to have a certain niche for, and
yeah.
Oddly,
the thing I'm still, you know, I'd probably never get it right, but the thing I'm trying to do at the moment is to do orchestral music out of the box that sounds like it was an orchestra that had done it, and that's proven to be a little complicated and a little difficult. I know Ty can do it, and I'm constantly wringing his neck and going, how'd you do that? How'd you do that? What do you do to do that? Every day, practically. And he normally goes, fuck off, leave me alone. Yeah, sort it out for yourself. I got my money, piss you, kind of thing. But no, he's all right. He's a good lad. But it's quite difficult. I haven't got it right. Not by a long chalk yet. But it's certainly fun learning.
Oh, it will be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I am fortunate actually. I can do that thing that Vangelis could do, which is watch a bit of film and then play to it.
Yeah.
You know, seeing it for the first time, he's playing along, and he'd come up with an idea and he'd go, "Oh, maybe this, yeah." And then the second time he does it, he's got something to work with, and I can do that. I must admit.
That's a proper gift.
That is.
Yeah, I don't, because I haven't got better at it. So yeah, I think it might be something you either got it or you haven't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's good for saving time, but you know, you sit down and watch the bit of footage, you know, over and over, and eventually you'll get something come into your head, and you just let the images help you write, as it were. So
I mean, you still I mean, when I hear you play with just with Scotty and myself just now towards the end, when I told Scotty to back off the ARP and drone so we can hear the Spongellis,
Yeah.
you still floor me, Kent, because immediately what Scotty was doing, what I was doing, and then you bringing in that cinematic sound, you could definitely visualize some sort of film that is accepting for that, you know?
Yeah, well, you see, in many ways, that's the same kind of thing because all I'm doing is feeding off what you two are giving me.
Mm-hmm.
So you're giving me all these sort of like audio cues, as it were, and I go, right, I'll work to this. I'll work to this, and boom, 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 you know?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, I mean, 9 times out of 10, you get 3 or 4 guys in a room, and you get nobody focuses on one particular style, so that you can get all the different styles and you can blend it all together. If everybody played exactly the same way, everybody'd end up playing all the same notes together, and and suddenly it's
a bit of a bland jam. Then, yeah,
yeah, exactly. The one thing I do like to do when jamming with people is put something in and then bring it out and give everybody else room to do their things.
Mm-hmm.
And then come into compliments if I come up with something that I can complement it with. So, and because then that gives me time to think of what else could we do that would be slightly different, but still work within that framework. Because like if you work with, say, 3 chords or 4 chords, put something in and then come out, see what other people are doing with it, and then find something to complement what they're doing. Yeah. So it kind of always changes, but doesn't at the same time. So everything sort of like gels better, you know. And that's kind of the same as when you're watching the film. You've got to find, you know, a music with a tempo, with a texture that's fitting the image you're seeing. That's all it is. Pretty much that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm with Azia. I would love to watch a movie with a live orchestra.
Oh, that would be so cool.
yeah, they do that from time to time, don't
It's
they?
the way they used to do it all the time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You used to get
Back in the
the
day.
cinema piano player and a little orchestra behind them.
Yeah. So, I mean, they did one for what was the film? Come back to a minute. They did one for Schindler's List. They did one for The Godfather.
That would have been cool.
That would have been amazing.
I think it was the Boston Philharmonic to do The Godfather, if memory serves. They released it as a video. It's fucking stunning. You know, really, really good.
Shit, Star Wars or Lord of the Rings would be amazing too.
I know they did Star Wars once, and had old John Williams conducting. I've done that once, maybe twice. Lord of the Rings, yeah, that would be pretty sweet. I mean, that was a nice gig to get.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Matey Boy nailed that for sure.
Who
done the score for Lord of the Rings? Actually,
Now you're talking. I'm trying to remember.
Every time the Urukai were on the screen, it was always da da da.
Yeah.
Da da da. The percussion was amazing.
Yeah, it was, because I know there was a lot of people really, really worried. You know, who've grown up with the books and are worried about what this film was going to come across like.
Mm-hmm. I was one of those people.
Yeah. And I think Mr. Jackson done a really fucking stellar job on it, actually.
Yeah, he did. And they're going to redo it, right? They got the go-ahead to, I think the wife, I better keep my mouth shut.
Howard Leslie Shore scored the...
That's it, Leslie Shore.
Yeah.
Howard Shore. He's done a few bits and pieces before. He wasn't a virgin to it, that's for sure. But I must admit, you know, when the hobbits go to, was it Riverdale? They meet the king of the elves.
Oh, yeah.
I must admit, I keep expecting him to walk in and go, Mr. Anderson.
Elrond.
Yeah, welcome
Yeah.
back.
Elrond. Yeah.
Yeah, that looking at his IMDb. Oh, he done King Kong.
Yeah.
The Aviator, he done that as well.
Mm,
But that was
oh, yeah.
after Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Oh, he did The Aviator?
Yeah, the same composer. Before Lord of the Rings.
Well,
Ransom.
funny enough, if I was to pick my favourite score by hands, don't laugh, I'd have to say
I'm
The Lion King. I told you
Really?
not to laugh.
I was already
Bitch.
laughing before you even said it.
No, honestly, it's it's a beautiful score. It really is.
The Lion King is fucking amazing. My mom went to go see the play live with the orchestra. She was like, that was exciting.
Yeah. What's that fucking got me thinking? What's that bloody bit again? Hang on. What was it? No, what was it? Oh,
What
it's-
reverb do you use, Ken, on your strings?
9 times out of 10, I will use a reverb called RAM, which comes with Contact.
Right, okay.
But it's one of those ones where you can, do all the little bits and pieces you have to. So you can have long reverb tails without it blurring at the front end.
Right, okay.
Let's get that one in my sins too, Scotty.
I get that far and then can't remember the next bit.
It's a,
Oh, I
it's a
know.
nice reverb you've got on those strings. I really like that,
Oh,
actually.
no.
When you say RAM, is that just RAM?
It's RAUM.
Oh, RAM. Okay.
Was it?
ROM.
Rom Scotte.
Oh, fucking hell. The more I think about it, the less I...
Oh, yeah, I know that, yeah.
That's when Mufasa dies.
Yeah.
He played it a lot better than that, obviously, and it's like, yes, absolutely fucking perfect, nailed, bang, and then it's fade to black, and with that at the end.
It's very good.
Yeah, it's a lovely, lovely bit. That.
I like how
Mind
you
you,
said.
Kung Fu Panda was pretty cool as well.
I like how you said he played it a little better than that.
Yeah, only a little better, mind.
Yeah, twat.
So actually, I challenged him. I said, "I'll tell you what, you play a bit of your music, then I'll play a bit of mine, and then we'll swap and see who can do it better." So I'm trying to remember a really, really, really difficult piece I wrote. See, you probably nailed it, bastard. He's good at that shit. Still, there you go.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to diversifying, I think David Arnold is brilliant. He can, if you compare, the music of Independence Day to the Sherlock Holmes series, it's.
Is that the one? Is that the one with?
That's Benedict Cumberbatch one.
Oh, okay.
The TV series. He done music for that one. No, Sherlock Holmes the film with Robert Downey Jr.'s hands. It gets everywhere, mate.
Yeah.
Pops up and goes, hello. Yes, I did the score for this too. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Is there anything he hasn't touched? Fuck me.
Yeah, but he gets offered practically everything, I think.
Right.
Because in many ways, it's sort of like a dead cert for them. You know, he's established himself well within Hollywood. And good on him. He fucking worked hard to do it.
A good story can change a shit movie.
Yeah, well, the score can do well. The shit movie will remain a shit movie, unfortunately. I don't think a score saved a movie. But people have, before now, made the film successful because of the score. But it's still a shit film, sort of thing.
Okay, look, well, the wife is texting me it's time to eat, and she's off of work, and she wants husband time.
We know what that means.
Damn
Yeah,
greedy,
we do.
Greedy fucking woman. She's greedy.
Greedy?
She's greedy.
Yeah, well. I think Fiona forgets my name half the time. She goes, who are you? What are you doing in my front room? I live here, remember? Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
Tis I.
I'm just showing his punch bag.
Did she ever give you that fucking wallop that Meryl sent out?
She was actually sleeping when the message came through. I think it was later on the next day that she messaged me.
Much a brand. You're right, perhaps. Yeah, no, I must admit that with Mum, when she forgot who I was, oh, mate, that was hard.
Yeah, not nice, mate.
Not quite as hard as when I come downstairs one morning, and as I'm walking into the kitchen, she smashed me over the back of the head with a glass ashtray.
God
she
damn.
thought I was an intruder.
Oh, Jesus.
She fucking brained me.
Fuck, she could have killed you.
Yeah. A couple of times. So, yeah, it's not easy looking after somebody with dementia, trust me.
No.
I don't recommend it. And of course, the rest of my family went, bye, you take care of it. See ya. Let us know when she's died. Bye.
That
Bye.
a bitch.
Yeah. And then putting up on Facebook afterwards going, oh, my poor mother, I miss her so much. Yeah. Fuck off. Nowhere to be fucking seen all the time she needed looking after.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, your mother was lucky at least one.
Yeah.
One fucking person.
Oh, mate, she pulled some bloody lovely strokes for me in her time. I owed her. You know?
Yeah.
So.
I told my mom and pop the same thing when we were out visiting. Like, there's no way in hell they're going to a retirement home or a convalescent, or it's just not going to happen. Not on my watch. I seen how they ran. I seen that they really don't give a fuck about those people in there. They're just money. They're just money that pays the bills. Well,
there are homes where they do actually take proper care of the people.
There are,
but not something that the average you and I can afford.
Right, they're very expensive.
Oh yeah,
very expensive.
Yeah,
but I'd much rather do it myself, anyways. You know.
Well, we did it for Fiona's mum and dad after Mum had died, and literally had them move in. So we were in care home mode anyway.
Right.
And the house was in care home mode.
Might as well stick to it.
I can go for it. Do it.
Probably had all of the oxygen there, the beds there,
the stair lift. It's all here. The special shit in the bathroom and all the rest of it. It's all here. So, but there's something, I don't know. It's because sometimes it just pops into my head. Like, I've had to wipe my mum's ass for her. And I remember my sister saying to me, she goes, yeah, but how can you do that? I said, well, she used to do it for me. I'm just returning the favour. You know?
How could you
but
look at it?
She couldn't do it. She couldn't handle it at all. She just like, bye, gone.
why look at it any other way? Like, it's just hard. It's hard to wrap my head around. People say they're family, but they're never really.
Mate, if I walked to my sister's house, it would take me 7 minutes. And I didn't see her from the time that Mum started to really have cognitive issues.
Mm-hmm.
From there on, never saw her, right? She died 8 years ago, and I still haven't seen my sister.
Fuck.
So, to the point where sometimes I go, oh God, yeah, I've got a sister, kind of thing.
Mm.
Families are strange, Ken.
They are, and I know it affects you. I know it affects you, Ken.
Oh, it had done. You know, kind of got over it now, but at the time, yeah, it was quite exhausting. I think taking on Fiona's parents, immediately afterwards, was probably, from my mental health point of view, was probably not a good move. But it was for Fiona.
Yeah.
So just like, okay, everything's in place. Just it's just going on longer than I thought. And it went on about another 18 months, I think, and both of them had gone within the 18 months. And all the dogs. So everything had changed over a period of 4 years. Gone from one place with a group of people to just me and Fiona. I remember looking at each other one day in the front room and go, what the fuck happened? This is about 6 months afterwards as well, just going,
yeah.
Everything's quiet.
What the fuck?
Fuck.
Where is everybody? Where is everything? What the fuck?
Surreal. It's just surreal. Yeah.
And we just decorated the entire house. Everything. We changed everything.
Yeah.
You didn't want any sort of visual memories, as it were.
Damn, Fiona is your ride or die, my friend.
No, Fiona is fucking solid gold.
Mm-hmm.
I take the piss out of her all the time because, she takes the piss out of me all the time.
I was waiting to say you both do a good enough job.
Yeah. And that's because, and we love to literally perform for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps us amused.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we do try to outdo ourselves. So who could say something worse? And sometimes it just gets really, really, really out of hand. So somebody looking in who didn't know us from Adam would literally think we hated each other to the point of murder. But and it's still just a big fucking act.
Right.
I was impressed that day in Pubness when I said, ask her if she could throw that ball at you from 30 metres down the garden or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Next minute, you just see this ball, boom, bang, wallop, smack.
Damn.
But the thing is, if she was holding a saucepan, and you said to her,
launch that again, she would do.
Ask her to throw that saucepan at you. Go, oi, Fiona, throw that saucepan at me. And she'd go, whoosh, and there you go, you fucker. Like that stick of dynamite and throw it at me. Yeah, go on, go on. And she, there you go. Be like, fuck.
Right, Mr. Trusto, you better get yourself indoors for your...
She just texted me again for the third time. I keep ignoring it. Thank
I'm
you,
Scott. I'm on 20 hours solid now. I'm going to go to bed and then attack the 80 tomorrow.
Yeah, I got to get up early, my damn self. It's just going to be me for the rest of the week, including Monday. So if any one of you want to join in, feel free.
We've got our popcorn night, haven't we? We got the big reveal, as it were, of everybody's pieces except yours.
Yeah, we're when Lamar gets back, we'll get Scotty and Vicky. Somehow we'll communicate and figure out what we're going to do and how we're going to finish it out. We had a little something already started, so shouldn't take us too long to mend that up. And
yeah, I feel sorry for Steve and John because both Steve and John had to wait 2 weeks for me to do my piece because I did a piece, and then we were having a conversation, and it meant that the piece I'd written was completely inappropriate. So I better write something else instead. So I had to write that. So I wrote something else. I didn't tell them. I just wrote something else and then presented it. So, that might work better.
And Marilyn wants people to come on. I don't know how she wants to do it, but she wants to play the piece by the teams. And before she plays the next piece, because we only have so many to play, she wants people to come on and talk about how the collaboration went. Kind of give us a behind the scenes, and then we'll play the next one. So I don't know how she wants to do it, but it sounds very interesting to me because I would love to know how it went. Working with 3 people is it's a very mundane task.
It's I don't know about mundane, but it would be it takes everyone out their comfort zone, which is great.
Yeah, that's better words. Yeah.
It might be better, just putting it out there, to get the representative, shall we say, from each team to come on first, talk about it, and then play it.
Steve said he will do it too, so
yeah.
So we'll do that. Should be interesting,
because it might be cool to explain the piece before hearing it to give people a better idea of what it's representing, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah,
rather than after.
Okay, let me know what time you guys are available tomorrow. I'll be home fairly early, so I don't have too much to do except for in the morning my time. And then Friday we can, get on Saturday, Sunday, whatever we want to do.
How many actual pieces are there going to be Friday?
Ooh, I don't know. Did she tell you, Scotty?
4, isn't it? Is it only 4?
4?
Sure, it's only 4.
I thought it was quite a few teams.
I thought it was 6, but
is it 6? I thought it was only. I thought there was 5, but if you're not putting yours in, it'll only be 4.
Right.
Meryl will know. But,
yeah, she'll know. Yeah, I'll have that answer for you tomorrow. But I better get before this woman gets mad.
Yeah.
Before she decides I'm a xenomorph and I don't need to be existing.
She'll be throwing the frying pan at you.
Go stand outside. I'm not killing you in the kitchen. I like this floor.
Yeah, you're not gonna put acid on this floor.
Acid, burning a hole in my kitchen floor. You bastard, get out.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for showing up. Thank you Uncle Chrome, Roy, Droy, Voy, for watching over Monkey Island as we played. We will see you guys tomorrow. I do not know what time, but rest assured we shall be here, and I shall come up with another famous topic. And I want to do it a little bit earlier too, so I got enough time to hang out with the woman.
Why doesn't Tarzan have a beard?
Why doesn't Tarzan have a beard? All right, everybody. Thank you for showing up. Thank you, Scotty and Kent, for coming in and helping me out with the show.
No problemo.
Thanks for the jam.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Love, bye.
Love you, bye.
Bye. CZ.
Yeah.
I got a trackball now. Yeah. CZ roll.
I'm going to wait and look for that reverb. Bye.
Hey.
I really want that reverb, Scotty.